just getting to that 20-point plateau.
Yeah.
22.
Ooh, I didn't realize that. Got close.
A little close,
Got close now.
A little close. You need a late bucket, maybe. I got to go through that box score in the game log to figure out when he had that. But VJ goes for 35 with this one. Keep in mind, clearly a ton of guys that are banged up right now with Maxey and Paul George coming off of the suspension very soon. We got Joel Embiid who's in play. 3, by the way, points, his career high, 38 for VJ Edgecombe. But I think the bigger story here, the fact that Jalen Williams makes his return, Thunder roll, 5th time this season that we've seen their starting 5 that we thought that we were going to see the entire season from that team. What does it say that Jalen sort of inserts himself back into the starting lineup and they have the type of performance like they did?
It looks good for the team. I mean, he has more chances to become part of the team and gel and mesh with the team because he hasn't played a lot. What did you say, 26 games? Did you say that? 26 games this whole season?
Yeah.
You know, it's going to take a whole lot more than that. 26 games to mesh with a team that's number 1 in the West. You know, you got to figure that out. He's a smart player, and I think he can. They have smart coaches as well, but, you know, we can't expect him to be the Jalen Williams that he was last year.
Yeah, 11 games, now 10 games left in the regular season for the squad. We had this conversation about Jason Tatum a couple weeks ago, right? Like, how do you insert yourself back into this lineup? For Williams, I think the dynamics are different because it's still SGA. Mm-hmm. This is still a team that's coming off of a championship. But, you know, essentially with 10 games left in the regular season, what's he trying to accomplish with this team?
I think just get in the rhythm. Like, get in the rhythm for the playoffs. Make sure individually he's healthy enough. He finds his rhythm sooner rather than later. And I think just in that culture, and OKC, he's not going to step on anybody's toes. Yeah. This is his, you know, he's came back from injury before. I don't think he's putting pressure on himself to be the Robin or to be the second best guy on the team. He's just putting his pride aside. Hopefully, I think if he's able to put his pride aside and ego aside and just play the plug-in game while he gets his rhythm back, I think that will help the Thunder more so than not.
I've heard this thrown out about J-Dub, and you guys tell me how accurate this is. This team has undergone a lot of injuries this year, have been able to weather the storm, still a team that I think most would point to as the favorite to go and win an NBA championship. But because other guys have had to eat up some minutes, this team, now that they have Williams, like, they're going to be a little fresher. Do you guys buy that as he takes more of the load in the postseason? Is that a thing? It sounds like you don't think it is.
I mean, because...
And by the way, I said other people are saying it, so you're not hurting my feelings.
No. I mean, you know, they love to have their team at full strength. You know, it's hard to be in and out of the lineup all year and expect to be the same person you were. But he's capable. And him being capable of taking over a game at certain points is dangerous, you know, just to have him on the court. Yeah. So for that reason alone, yes, people should be scared. But, you know, when I speak about these things and I try to insert myself in my mindset, and that might not be right, but I just, from you know, the so many years that we have collectively, we just know how it is to be in and out of a lineup, not have the, let's say, camaraderie of being a part of a team that you did the year before and how different it can be from year to year. So it's not as easy as what people think. Mm-hmm. You know, coming back from injury is not easy as it is. A hamstring is something that we've saw Aaron Gordon deal with for a year and a half now, if not 2 years. So that's not one of those injuries that just goes away. The hand injury was bothering him in the beginning of the year.
Good point.
And he's nursing some things. So on top of that, you know, rhythm is going to be it's a tough one. Yeah. It'll be tough.
I got 29 years on the couch, by the way, in terms of NBA experience. You guys both played.
That real quick?
Definitely wasn't me. I had to be told that. I'm not that good at math, and certainly had the resumes locked in.
29. That's almost the same year Dorian did that dunk, 1929.
I'm not touching that one. What do you make here? Because I do want to get your guys' take on Spurs and Heat here in just a moment, but anything specific that you think you should be tracking with regard to Williams or the Thunder over these next 2 weeks?
No, just ultimately getting his rhythm back, but also just doing what's best for the team as well. Okay. I think that organization, that coaching staff is going to put him in position to find his rhythm early and often, but they're not going to force the issue. Like, they've been successful most of the year without him, and I think that's a good sign for that team. But if you ask anybody on that team, they would rather him be healthy and ready to go come playoff time than sitting on the bench and not active.
Yeah, well, the Oklahoma City Thunder, once again, it's another win for them. 12 consecutive victories for this squad, and certainly a positive.
It's crazy.
Isn't it wild?
They just start new streaks all over the place.
It's just like ho-hum with this team, and Williams goes for 20
whatever
points.
that means.
Yeah. I just do like this.
Okay.
Okay. I just
All right.
my head.
Ho-hum? Was it ho? How do you spell
Like
that?
a normal thing.
Ho-hum?
It's a thing that people say.
Okay.
I don't know,
man.
De'Aaron Fox.
Hey, but who am I?
You're Rudy Gay. Wemby, how about this team as a whole? Like, if there's one, look, basketball fans, regardless of your team, if you had to just say, hey, I want to see a matchup in the postseason, I think a lot of people would sign up for Spurs and Thunder. But, I mean, what this dude can do out on the floor is it's special.
And they just seem like they're having so much fun playing for each other. Like, everybody's smiling, everybody got that big energy. That's scary when you have a really talented team.
Yeah, there's a ton of talent on this squad, including that guy with Wemby. 26 points, 15 rebounds for him. Castle had 19. I know we showed one of his lands. Harper goes for 21 off the bench.
Man, you have so many weapons on this
They
team.
got a good team, man.
Yeah, really good team. Really good team.
Does it matter about matchup for the squad? We were talking about like the good teams in the NBA and versus like the great teams. And Rudy, you made reference to it. Hey, like sometimes the matchups matter. I'll ask both of you guys, like for San Antonio, and you've been on record about how much you love this squad.
Yeah.
But does it matter about the matchup? It feels like they're the ones dictating pace, and maybe part of that has to do with Wemby.
Well, a lot of it has to do with Wemby, but they have so many different ways they can play. They can go big, they can go small, and even if they go small, they still have Wemby out there who's 7'5", that can block, has blocked 600 shots already this year. Is it? Or in his career, 600 blocks? Yeah, this year would be crazy, right?
Crazy.
But I wouldn't put it past him, though.
12 blocks
But,
a game.
he does so much, and they have so many interchangeable parts and guys that can play multiple positions, and all of them get a block. That's the thing. And there's no ego with this team. They play together. They love each other, as you can see in the last clip we just put out there. But they're just a really, really, really well-balanced team for this new era of basketball.
He might not get 12 blocks a game, but he's affecting at least 12 shots a game,
easy.
which
More than that.
is sort of easy. You're probably right about that. But what about for you when you watch the makeup of this roster and this team and a potential to maybe even win an NBA championship this year?
I mean, it's calling NBA championship all over. Like it's saying it without saying it. Like it doesn't matter who they go against.
Yeah.
They're the matchup problem. And that's how OKC was last year, though. And obviously similar this year as well. Those are like two teams that those guys are the matchup problem. They're not worried about who they play. They're not trying to lose or win too many games. Like they're trying to win as many games as they can, and they'll figure out who they play next.
Okay, you guys both like the rosters for San Antonio and Oklahoma City, rightfully so. What separates these two teams? Is it something on the floor, or is it just the Thunder have won it, and like that matters in the postseason? I don't know. You guys have played.
That matters. They've made it all the way to the top of basketball. They've done it. But I will say this: my son last year was a huge fan of SGA. And they won it. This year, he's a huge fan of Wemby. That's saying two things. One, my son is a fair weather fan. Two, he kind of knows what he's talking about. So, with that being said, those two teams going at it in the Western Conference Finals will be something to watch.
You must see TV. That's what the NBA wants. Yeah. I mean, that's what we all want, the two best teams playing at the end of the year for the ultimate goal of winning an NBA championship. And those are the top teams, but I would say the difference with OKC and the Spurs is championship experience. Yeah. Just being able to say you've been to the finals and won it. The Spurs don't have that yet, other than Harrison Barnes. But they don't have that in terms of their main guys getting to the finals and having that experience. So OKC has that over them, but they are two of the top teams for a reason.
When you guys are in the playoffs and you get those playoff wins and advance into a round, how do you explain that to a fan? Someone who's never played in those situations. I understand what it means to actually do something and say, oh, okay, I've done that before. And that's what you're pointing to.
Well,
but
this is a question for him because I never got out the first round. So
how does it manifest
You are
itself?
crazy. I mean, it's tough. It's tough for sure, but you know, you depend on your coaching staff to put you in position to be successful. It's difficult.
So that's what it was.
Yeah, and then you gotta have. You
Point a
gotta,
finger.
Look, it's difficult for sure. You have 7 games to dial in on one team, and usually in the season it's always on to the next. So you're not that locked in on that one particular team. So in the playoffs, you got to have a lot in your bag, man. You got to have a lot in your toolbox to be able to be successful throughout the whole playoffs because they're designed to stop your first option, your second option, and maybe even your third option, especially when you're the main attraction to, you know, a lot of teams' defense.
I did.
I'm with you right there, you know, trying to figure
Don't
out.
act like he don't know.
I don't. I
In the
don't.
first round, he's used to double and triple teams.
Yeah.
So you can ask him a question about that.
Okay, well, I'll ask you about that. Is there more, from what IT just described to me, I know it sounds crazy because the Thunder have done it and they've won. Does San Antonio have more ways to beat you than the Thunder?
I think so.
Yeah.
I think so by far. I think, you know, you have Wemby who is unguardable, but also you have, like you saw the stats today. You had, what, 4 or 5 people scoring close to 20, if not 20. And that, you know, and on any night, that can be 30. You know, guys can go off. As the game slows down and people start to kind of gravitate towards other players, it gives the other players chances to open up their game. And when you have games like that, they already have the confidence to do it. It's just more opportunities. And, you know, with the ball movement that they have and the way that they play and how talented they are as a team, you know, it can be anybody's day anytime.
Go for it. Sorry.
And I was going to piggyback on that. They got the defense to compete against anybody. They got the guards that can guard multiple positions. They got the wings that are really good defenders. And then you got the guy back there in Wemby who, like you said, if he's not blocking shots, he's changing shots or he's making you think about things. And that is something that most teams don't have. Like guards that are able to not only defend, but slow down SGA to be able to not just have one guard be that guard's job. They got guards and wings to be able to somewhat slow, you know, Luka down, somewhat slow SGA down, make it to the finals, and Detroit make it to the finals somehow slow Cade Cunningham down. Like they have that formula to stop, you know, the top guards in the league.
When you have the ball, and IT can attest to this, like when you have a certain person guarding you, you know, it takes you some time, but you can figure them out. You know what fakes to do, what they go for, what they're looking for. But when you have a team with multiple people that can guard you at a high level, it makes it tough. And you have a whole game to try to figure out how to be yourself with multiple people with different personalities, different strengths, trying to stop you from getting to a bucket, and it's not easy.
You know what's crazy about all of this? I was thinking about defensively what the Thunder bring to the table. There's no deficiencies, right? Like they have all guys that are willing and ready to play defense. Same could be said for San Antonio. I'm going to bring this conversation full circle because you said something. Oh, they had a couple guys, forget the number, for San Antonio who went for 20. I almost don't believe this. They had 7 dudes who went for at least 21 points in this game, and Carter Bryant had 18.
That was crazy.
Like, this is bonkers.
That was.
I mentioned full circle. You said go and fix it for the Miami Heat. 5 consecutive losses. You had said they're giving up 130 some odd points. They gave up 136 in this one.
You can't win like that at all.
No. It was everybody's night. You got to stop somebody.
Yeah, they got smashed in this one. I look, NBA fans, I know I'm not alone. I can't wait. San Antonio, Oklahoma City. I hope somehow we get this matchup.
Man, basketball gods.
Come on, do it.